Taylor and I were just traveling together last week, and something that came up is some recommendations for primary reformer loadings. Today, we want to provide 4 quick tips, and I'll start. So before you start loading the catalyst, if you have a 2 catalyst loading, so one catalyst on the bottom and a different one on top, we recommend before you start picking up the drums with the forklift that you separate the drums. So one catalyst goes in one area, and then the other catalyst goes in another area, and this just helps the forklift driver. He's not trying to finagle around different catalysts, and keeps it, minimizes the chance of accidentally loading the wrong catalyst in the wrong spot.
Yeah, Karen, that's a great idea about staging the catalyst and minimizing risk too. Another one to throw it out there, as the job is wrapping up and you've got the catalyst, both layers loaded, it's always a good idea when you start to do the final DP checks is make sure that you can do that in a reasonable or shortest amount of time possible. And that means that you do that with one crew. And you don't do half on days and half on nights. It minimizes human error chances, but also it minimizes any ambient effects that could be seen there too. And then finally, when those tubes are DP checked and everything's being ready for final outage checks, it's great to just sometimes just use a yardstick that has a piece of red tape on it for the desired outage. And that way you can see very quickly which tubes might need a handful of catalyst or a small adjustment, and you can go down through there and just stick the tubes like that. It certainly makes the job quicker. And we usually try to get a reformer with the desired outage plus or minus an inch or so all the way across. And that's a quick way to check that.
Excellent tips. The last one that we're going to cover today, which you have heard us mention before, is that as soon as the catalyst loading is complete, make sure you cover the tubes with their tube caps. You've all put a lot of time and effort into having a successful loading, and we really don't want to get anything into the tubes that isn't supposed to be there. And so that's the 4 tips. Thanks, Taylor, for joining forces with me on this one.
Oh, happy to do so. Always great to visit with you, Karen. And you guys stay safe out there while you're loading your reformers. Call if we can help.
Absolutely. Thanks.